Will say though, Mika, and I've tried very hard not to bring politics into this at all over the past several weeks. I've been trumpeting the bipartisanship, but just following up on what Noah said there, I'm not going to name any names because actually I don't even dignify their remarks. But there are some Republican senators out there that are trying to turn this into a political hit job against Joe Biden and are pushing him to do things that would trigger World War III. It's so reckless. They're pushing him not only to do things that could trigger World War III, that they would never do if they were sitting in the White House. They're also pushing him to do things that would get the United States so far ahead of our allies that there would be a split between the United States and NATO. Joe Biden, say what you will about Joe Biden in Afghanistan. We were critical of Joe Biden in Afghanistan. Joe Biden has paced this extraordinarily well.
Paced is the right
time and
word.
time again.
Yeah.
He couldn't get ahead of the Germans early on. By the way, memo to America, memo to Republicans. I was one of you. We led Germany, we led France, we led the rest of the world into battles into Afghanistan. We led other allies into battles into Iraq. Said they didn't love democracy if they didn't follow us into Iraq. We don't have the best record right now with our NATO allies going into war. So because of the Republican Party for the most part, and yes, earlier because of people like me, voices like me calling to go into Iraq, and Republicans calling to go into Iraq, Joe Biden had to be patient. He had to have a touch to how he moved about. And guess what's happened over the past 23 days? You now have a Germany that's done something they've never done before since World War II. They're now committing to building a bigger military than Russia. Mm-hmm. That is game-changing. That is a generational change. Sweden and Finland talking about getting into NATO. That is a generational change. A generational change. You look at other countries that are asking us to bring NATO troops into their country to provide them more defense. A generational change. And how did it happen? It didn't happen by some president going over to Europe and pushing people out of the way so he could be in the front when the picture's taken of the group, or attacking the woman who was leading Germany, or attacking the woman who was leading Great Britain, going after our allies constantly while cuddling up to tyrants across the globe. Vladimir Putin saying, yes, I trust actually you more than I trust our own intel agents who risk their lives every day for American democracy and American freedom. Or yes, Xi, please go ahead and build those concentration camps. That sounds great. No, that's not how we built this historic coalition. We built the historic coalition by Joe Biden's patience. Mm-hmm. And oh my God, I know this is going to be shocking to you because it doesn't fit into your stupid little populist playbook. From Joe Biden's experience, he's been there, he's done that. And even if you believe he's gotten most things wrong throughout his career, you really have to be a sickened either pro-Putin apologist, or if you're not apologizing for Vladimir Putin, you're just a right-wing Republican ideologue, to be attacking him and saying he's responsible for Vladimir Putin invading Ukraine. You've somehow forgotten what Donald Trump did over the past 4 years when he was president. You somehow forgot what Barack Obama refused to do for 8 years. You somehow forgot what George W. Bush forgot to do for 8 years. There's been like 22 years of blunders toward Vladimir Putin and Russia. Joe Biden's cleaned it up. He's done it pretty well, and he's done it when all of our lives are on the line, when there's a risk of nuclear war, and you have jackasses in the United States Senate trying to gain cheap political points. Hey, can you just wait until the specter of nuclear war and World War III are beyond us, and then go back and make your cheap political points then? Because this is sickening.
This is not the time.
This is the wrong time, okay? Wait. Let the president get us through the crisis. You can push the president. I've pushed the president to do more, to stop saying no, to stop saying what he's not going to do. I wrote an op-ed. So nothing's wrong pushing the president. Why, that's a patriotic thing to do if you think you can do more. But to say that it's his fault, like, that's what Putin apologists say. They're blaming the United States for Vladimir Putin invading Ukraine. Don't be in that group. You're better than that. Be better than that. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder. Let's offer all politicians constructive advice. But make no mistake about this. We're in this together. People who believe in Western democracy, people who believe in the West, people who believe in freedom over autocracy. This is our time to be together. This is not the time. Boy, I really want to say one senator's name. I'm just not going to do it because it's just not worth it. This is not the time to play for the cheap seats. Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.